Thank you for choosing Wisdom of the Dharma. If you found this video insightful, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, so you never miss a new update. Your support helps us keep sharing powerful, life-changing wisdom with the world. And don't forget to drop a comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Let's grow and learn together. Part 1. The house number that changed everything. Have you ever wondered if a single number could quietly shape the course of your life? Not long ago, a woman named Emma moved into a small, weathered house on a quiet street. She wasn't thinking about numbers when she signed the lease. She only saw the affordable rent, the cozy garden, and the chance for a fresh start. At the time, her life felt stagnant. Career opportunities stalled, relationships strained, and a heavy sense of uncertainty lingered. The house number was 108. At first, Emma paid little attention. But within a few months, something began to shift, subtly, almost imperceptibly. She felt lighter waking up. Unexpected job offers trickled in. Her social life blossomed. Her health even improved. When she casually mentioned these changes to a Buddhist friend, he simply smiled and said, "You moved into a sacred vibration." That conversation opened a door. Emma learned that 108 is not just any number. It's a symbol woven deeply into Buddhist practice, the number of beads on a mala, the number of earthly desires to overcome, a number of wholeness, perseverance, and awakening. Her experience wasn't magic. It was alignment. Today, as we begin this journey together, I invite you to look beyond the surface of the world around you. Numbers are not random. They are vibrations. They are echoes of energies that interact with your life every day. When you step through your front door, you're not just crossing into a shelter, you're stepping into a living field of energy, shaped in part by the number hanging quietly outside. In Buddhist teachings, nothing is truly inert. Everything vibrates with life, with karma, with unseen influence. A house number, when aligned with harmonious energy, can become a daily blessing. When misaligned, it can subtly weigh you down, like a gentle current pulling you off course without you ever realizing it. In this video, we will explore the 5 most auspicious house numbers for attracting wealth, peace, and lasting fulfillment, not from superstition, but from a deeper understanding of energy, dharma, and conscious living. You'll learn the sacred meanings behind each number, real-life examples of their impact, and simple ways to harmonize your home's energy even if your current number isn't on the lucky list. Because in the end, the numbers outside your door aren't just addresses. They are invitations. They are silent companions on your spiritual journey. They are mirrors reflecting what you're ready to receive, and what you're ready to become. Let's begin by opening our eyes, and our hearts, to the wisdom quietly etched above our doorways. Part 2. The Dharma of Numbers. Why digits hold power. In Western culture, we're taught to see numbers as neutral, just tools for counting, measuring, organizing. But in the East, especially through the lens of Buddhist philosophy and ancient Feng Shui, numbers are seen very differently. They're not passive. They carry frequency. They hold intention. They echo karma. To understand the power of a house number, we first need to understand the Dharma of form and emptiness. In the Heart Sutra, the Buddha teaches, form is emptiness, and emptiness is form. What appears to be solid and material, like the number carved on your front gate, is not fixed or lifeless. It's vibrating. It's alive with energy. This is not metaphor. In subtle energy systems, everything carries a frequency, color, sound, words, and yes, numbers. A number is more than a label, it's a symbolic blueprint. It reflects and attracts energies based on its vibration. That's why spiritual practitioners have long been drawn to sacred numbers. 108 beads in a mala, 3 treasures in Buddhism, 6 paramitas of the Bodhisattva path, 9 bows before a shrine. These numbers don't just symbolize, they amplify. So what happens when that energy is tied to your home, the space where you sleep, breathe, eat, argue, laugh, raise children, cry, heal, and dream? Your house becomes more than a shelter. It becomes a mirror, a frequency field, a partner in your karma. This is where Feng Shui meets Buddhist mindfulness. A house number isn't good or bad in itself. What matters is resonance. Does it support your path, or create friction? Does it amplify peace, or subtly challenge it? Does it align with your values, or distract from them? Let's be clear, numbers are not destiny. They are direction. They can guide, influence, nudge. But you still have agency. You still bring your consciousness, your choices, your compassion into the space. A number cannot override your Dharma, but it can help you walk in rhythm with it. That's why even if your house number isn't on any lucky list, you still have power. You can activate the vibration you need, through intention, through symbols, through placement, through awareness. And in doing so, your home becomes more than 4 walls. It becomes a vessel for your practice, a sanctuary for your energy, a reflection of your becoming. As we continue, I'll show you which numbers carry which energetic signatures, and how to work with them wisely. Because the right number is not the one that impresses others. It's the one that helps you remember who you truly are. Part 3, the prosperity flow, the energy of number 8. Of all the numbers whispered in spiritual circles, number 8 stands out like a silent river of gold. It is the number of flow, of movement without struggle, of prosperity that arrives not through force, but through natural alignment. In Buddhist imagery, the closest visual metaphor to the number 8 is the Enso, the Zen circle. Drawn in one single, intentional stroke, it represents imperfection, impermanence, and inner peace. It begins and ends in the same gesture, echoing the truth that all things arise and dissolve within the same breath. Number 8 mirrors this exact energy. Turned sideways, 8 becomes the symbol of infinity. Not in the sense of endless consumption or ambition, but in the sense of continuous, uninterrupted motion. It is where things move forward with grace, not resistance. Where life breathes in rhythm, not chaos. In Feng Shui, 8 is considered the most auspicious number for material prosperity. This isn't just superstition, it's rooted in resonance. In Mandarin, the word for 8, ba, sounds nearly identical to the word for wealth or prosper, fa. This linguistic echo reflects an energetic truth. Number 8 carries the vibration of expansion. But what kind of expansion? Not the kind that comes from chasing or pushing. The kind that comes from being in tune with what already wants to grow. Let me share a story. A man named David had struggled with his finances for years. He was working hard but always seemed stuck. Unexpected bills, unstable clients, poor timing. Out of curiosity, and maybe frustration, he decided to relocate his home office. He moved into a space where the address ended in 88. Within months, something shifted. Not overnight miracles, but steady, undeniable momentum. His ideas landed better. Contracts flowed in. His anxiety lessened. He described it like the universe stopped yelling, and started listening. When asked what changed, he simply said, "I feel like I'm in the current now. Not fighting it." This is the gift of number 8. It is not just about money. It's about ease. About decisions feeling clear. Opportunities unfolding naturally. Conflicts resolving before they harden. Living in a house with the number 8, whether it's 8, 18, 28, or 88, often brings a sense of inner and outer alignment. People tend to describe these homes as calm but productive, peaceful but dynamic. Things work, not because you're forcing them, but because you're flowing with them. If your current home doesn't have the number 8, don't worry. Feng Shui, like the Dharma, is fluid. You can introduce this energy symbolically. Display the infinity symbol near your front door. Use circular, flowing imagery in your decor. Create routines that reflect harmony, clear spaces, gentle lighting, water features, calming scents. Because in truth, number 8 isn't a magic number. It's a mantra, one that reminds you to stop gripping and start trusting. It says, let your life flow like a river, not a race. Let wealth arrive like breath, not battle. Let your space mirror not what you lack, but what already wants to come. And so, the home aligned with 8 becomes not a trophy, but a teacher. It teaches that true wealth is not something you conquer. It's something you allow. Part 4, the legacy vibration, the completion of number 9. If number 8 is about flowing forward, then number 9 is about coming home. It is the final stop before renewal. The stillness before another cycle begins. In both Buddhist cosmology and Feng Shui tradition, number 9 represents completion, not as an end, but as a transformation. In temples across Asia, rituals often end in sets of 9. 9 incense sticks offered. 9 prostrations made. 9 repetitions of a mantra to seal the intention. Why? Because 9 carries the vibration of merit that has ripened. It's the number of karma fulfilled, wisdom earned, and cycles honored. It whispers, you have done enough. Now let grace carry it forward. While number 8 speaks to movement, number 9 speaks to meaning. Let me tell you about a woman named Lillian. She was a retired school teacher who moved into a house numbered 9 after losing her husband. At first, she thought little of it. It was just a quiet place to spend her final years. But over time, something curious happened. Her children began visiting more often. Her old students wrote letters. A community garden blossomed in her backyard. It wasn't wealth in the traditional sense, but it was abundance of a different kind. One evening she said, this house makes me feel like I'm part of something beyond me. Like I'm meant to plant seeds I won't live long enough to see bloom. That's the energy of number 9. It holds space for legacy, for the kind of wealth that doesn't fade when money runs dry. It nurtures wisdom passed down quietly, through meals cooked with love, stories told around the table, and decisions made with the next generation in mind. In Feng Shui, 9 is considered a number of longevity and spiritual prosperity. Homes with this number often feel grounded. There's a softness in the air, a slowness that isn't stagnant but intentional. These are homes where elders are honored. Children feel safe to ask big questions. Guests leave lighter than when they arrived. Number 9 teaches a countercultural truth. You don't have to chase to prosper. You don't have to rush to matter. You don't have to accumulate to be rich. Sometimes, the richest life is the one that gives more than it takes. That rests instead of strives. That chooses presence over performance. If you live in a number 9 home, like 9, 19, 29, 109, you may find yourself thinking differently. Slowing down. Reflecting more. Making fewer decisions, but with greater clarity. And if your home doesn't bear this number, you can still bring in its vibration. Create rituals that close loops, light a candle when completing a task, practice gratitude at the end of the day, honor your ancestors with simple offerings. Number 9 reminds us that completion is not the end of the path, it's part of the path. And in a world obsessed with beginning, sometimes the most spiritual act is to finish well. Part 5, The Joyful Awakening, the Creative Flame of number 3. There's a certain kind of joy that doesn't come from success or validation. It arises when the soul feels free, when there's space to imagine, to play, to simply be. That's the sacred energy of number 3. In Buddhist philosophy, joy is not trivial, it's transformational. One of the 4 immeasurables is mudita, the joy we feel for the happiness of others. But mudita is more than a smile. It is the spacious, radiant quality of a heart unburdened by envy, open to creativity, and free from fear. Number 3 carries that exact vibration. It is the number of new beginnings, inspired expression, and emotional lightness. In Eastern cosmology, it reflects the triad of heaven, earth, humanity. In Buddhism, it mirrors the triple gem, the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. When a home vibrates with the number 3, like 3, 13, 33, 93, it often becomes a space that feels alive. Not busy, not chaotic, just energetically awake. Let me introduce you to Sam. Sam was a young graphic designer who had lost all motivation. He felt stuck, uninspired, disconnected from his own purpose. Everything he created felt flat, forced. On the advice of a friend, he moved into a loft with the number 303. He didn't expect miracles. But within a few weeks, something shifted. He started drawing again, not for clients, but for fun. He played music in the evenings. He painted a wall bright yellow just because it made him smile. He said, "It felt like the house gave me permission to be myself again." That's the energy of number 3. It's the flame of creativity, not as performance, but as a spiritual practice. It nurtures laughter, spontaneity, and emotional honesty. It invites expression without judgment, healing without heaviness. Number 3 homes are often filled with color and sound, music playing, light streaming in, curiosity, books open, projects half finished but joyfully explored, connection, conversations that move from surface to soul with ease. This is a beautiful vibration for artists and teachers, parents raising expressive children, therapists creating safe spaces for emotional growth, or simply anyone ready to feel more alive. If your home doesn't carry this number, you can invite in its essence. Light orange or yellow candles during moments of creativity. Keep musical instruments visible, even if you're still learning. Place fresh flowers, citrus bowls, or abstract art in shared spaces. Create small moments where your inner child feels welcome again. Because joy is not the opposite of wisdom, it is part of it. A joyful mind is a flexible mind. A creative home is a compassionate home. And a heart that can celebrate, even in uncertainty, is a heart rooted in Dharma. Number 3 reminds us, you don't have to be perfect to be expressive. You don't have to be fearless to try. You just have to say yes, to the part of you that still dreams. In the dance of numbers, 3 is the invitation to begin again, not with pressure, but with play. Let your space be one where your spirit sings. Part 6, The Courage to Begin Again, the Power of Number 1. Every journey begins with a single step. Every awakening starts with a single moment of clarity. And every transformation, no matter how profound, requires the courage to begin again. That's the essence of number 1. In the language of energy, number 1 is not about ego or dominance. It is about initiation, the spark that says yes, even when the path ahead is unknown. In Buddhist teachings, the Buddha's journey didn't begin at enlightenment. It began the moment he stepped outside the palace walls, driven by a quiet dissatisfaction and a longing to understand suffering. That step was number 1. It is the number of self-leadership, of forging new paths without waiting for approval. It's the vibration of independence, not as rebellion, but as responsibility for your own inner truth. Let me share the story of Anna. After 15 years in a corporate job that paid well but drained her spirit, Anna made a decision. She left. Not out of anger, but clarity. She moved into a small apartment. Its number? 1001. It was quiet, minimal, unassuming. But to her, it felt like a blank page. At first, the stillness was terrifying. No meetings, no deadlines, no noise. But over time, she began to listen, to herself. She journaled. She walked in nature. She joined a meditation group. She started a small consulting business rooted in wellness and conscious living. I didn't just change where I lived, she told me. I changed how I lived. That space gave me the courage to meet myself again. This is the medicine of number one. It doesn't comfort, it challenges. It doesn't cushion, it calls. And what it calls for is truth. Number one is aligned with the yang energy in Feng Shui, the force that moves forward, pierces through illusion, brings things into motion. It is ideal for those starting a new chapter, recovering from loss or transition, launching a passion project, reclaiming personal sovereignty after years of living by others' expectations. Homes with number one, such as 1, 10, 100, 1001, often carry a motivational energy. You may feel a subtle urge to organize, to begin something, to refine your focus. You may also feel moments of discomfort, because growth rarely feels gentle at first. But through that discomfort, something beautiful emerges, clarity. If your home doesn't carry this number, you can still honor its spirit. Light a single candle in the morning as a reminder of presence. Place a symbol of beginnings, a compass, a seed, a pen, near your entryway. Set intentions aloud when crossing your threshold. I choose to lead my life from truth. Number one doesn't guarantee ease, but it guarantees movement. And sometimes, the most powerful blessing is not to be carried, but to be reminded. You already have legs. You already have vision. You already have the strength to walk your path. So take the step. Write the first word. Open the new door. Number one will walk with you, not to direct your journey, but to echo your inner voice, saying, "It's time." Part 7, The Compassionate Hearth, the Sanctuary of Number 6. Some spaces don't shout. They don't sparkle. They don't impress at first glance. But when you step inside, you exhale. There's warmth in the walls, a softness in the air, a sense that you don't need to be anyone but yourself. That's the quiet, healing energy of number 6, the number of compassion, care, and sacred presence. In Buddhist tradition, 6 is a deeply symbolic number. It reflects the 6 paramitas, the 6 perfections practiced by bodhisattvas on the path to enlightenment. Dana, generosity. Sila, ethical living. Ksani, patience. Virya, joyful effort. Dhyana, concentration. Prajna, wisdom. These aren't abstract ideals. They are daily energies, and when a home carries the vibration of number 6, it naturally invites these qualities in. Let me tell you about Marcus and Juna. They were a couple going through a difficult time, years of emotional distance, unspoken wounds, and the exhaustion of modern life. When they moved into a modest home numbered 106, something subtle began to shift. The space was nothing luxurious. But it was kind. They found themselves cooking together again. Sharing small joys. Speaking more softly. Crying without shame. Forgiving without drama. It's like the house holds space for us, Juna said. even when we forget how to hold space for each other. That's the essence of number 6. It's not about ambition. It's about integration. It's not about becoming more. It's about being enough. Homes with the number 6, like 6, 16, 106, 66, tend to offer a refuge from performance. They foster emotional safety, generational healing, slow, meaningful connection, gentle rhythms that restore nervous systems and family bonds. This number supports parents, caregivers, therapists, healers, spiritual guides, anyone whose energy goes outward, holding others. It reminds them to hold themselves too. In Feng Shui, number 6 is the energy of internal abundance, not riches gathered, but peace cultivated. These homes may not be flashy, but they feel deeply good. The kind of good you don't have to explain. If your home doesn't carry this number, you can still welcome its energy. Create a small compassion altar, include photos of loved ones, symbols of kindness, or candles lit with intention. Display gentle reminders of your values, handwritten quotes, a bell of mindfulness, a flower in a bowl of water. Practice metta, loving kindness, meditation in a central room, blessing not just yourself, but every soul who enters. Number 6 invites us to slow down, not because we're falling behind, but because we're coming back to what matters. In a world that moves too fast, this number offers a pause, a long breath, a warm meal, a soft blanket of belonging. It says, you don't have to do more to deserve rest. You don't have to fix everything to be loved. You are already sacred, right here, in this quiet moment. And so, a house vibrating with number 6 becomes more than shelter. It becomes a hearth, a compassionate hearth where love isn't just said, but felt. Where everyone who walks in feels a little more whole on the way out. Part 8, Sacred Number Combinations, when energies align. Sometimes, a single number carries a strong vibration. But when certain numbers appear together, they amplify each other, like mantras chanted in harmony. In both Buddhist numerology and Feng Shui energy work, number combinations are not coincidences. They are energetic blends. Each pair or sequence tells a unique story, and invites a specific kind of alignment into your life. Let's explore a few of the most powerful combinations. 88, the gateway of prosperity. We've already touched on the energy of 8 as a symbol of flow and abundance. But when doubled, 88 becomes a portal. It's like a mantra repeated twice, a doubling of intention, a widening of energetic pathways. People who live in homes numbered 88 often describe experiences like sudden business breakthroughs, flowing income streams, inner calm paired with outer movement. But beware, 88 also amplifies everything, including your habits, your mindset, your environment. If your home is cluttered or your energy is restless, 88 can heighten chaos just as easily as wealth. To work with this number, keep your space clean, your rituals consistent, and your heart open to give and receive. 89 or 98, flow meets fulfillment. This is a sacred blend. 8 brings movement. 9 brings wisdom. Together, they reflect what Buddhist teachers call the middle path, an active life without attachment, progress without ego. Living in a home with 89 or 98 energy often supports life transitions, career change, retirement, spiritual redirection. Letting go of old patterns while still moving forward. Success that feels sustainable, not exhausting. Homes with this combo feel like still rivers, flowing, but peaceful. 13 or 31, creativity meets courage. On the surface, 13 is often misunderstood in Western culture. but in Eastern energetic systems, it carries incredible power. 1 represents awakening. 3 represents creative joy. When combined, 13 or 31 becomes a home for artists who take risks, entrepreneurs who lead with purpose, seekers who begin again after breakdown. It's a brave energy, a little edgy, but deeply transformational. These are not passive homes. They push you toward your next chapter. 369. The Triangle of Manifestation. Popularized by Nikola Tesla and echoed in many ancient systems, 369 is a powerful spiritual code. 3. Creation. 6. Compassion. 9. Completion. Together, they form a trinity of energetic flow, from inspiration, to integration, to surrender. A house that vibrates with 369, or partial patterns like 36 or 96, supports holistic living, emotional healing, Dharma-aligned decision-making. 108. The Sacred Frequency. You'll find 108 everywhere in Buddhist practice, 108 beads on a mala, 108 earthly desires to overcome, 108 mantras for purification. If you live in a house with 108, or even 1008, consider it a blessing. These homes often become places of meditation or retreat, spaces where karmic cycles are gently processed, safe havens for teachers, healers, and spiritual leaders. They carry the frequency of devotion, a home that feels like a prayer. Bringing it all together. Even if your house doesn't contain these exact numbers, you can still bring in their vibration. Place symbolic combinations on artwork or altar spaces. Chant mantras in multiples of their energy, for example, 8, 9, 13 times. Write your own address as a positive affirmation. I live in a space where abundance meets wisdom. Because in the end, number combinations are not formulas, they are intentions in form. And when your intention meets a supportive environment, energy begins to move. Your life begins to change. And your house becomes more than a home, it becomes a temple of becoming. Part 9. No perfect number? No problem. Spiritual upgrades without changing address. Let's be honest, not everyone has the freedom to choose their house number. You might live in an apartment that's part of a larger system. You might rent. You might be in a home passed down through generations. And you may be thinking, what if my number isn't lucky? Here's the truth. You don't need a perfect number to live a spiritually aligned life. In Buddhism, the teaching of anatta, no fixed self, reminds us that nothing is permanently defined. Not people. Not karma. Not house numbers. Everything can be transformed through intention. The key lies in one word: activation. You don't need to change the number. You need to change how energy moves through it. Let's explore a few powerful ways to do that. 1. Add symbolic enhancements. Your official number may not be 8, 9, or 6, but you can invite those energies in through symbolic decor. Add a small plaque beside your house number with the symbol for infinity, or the number 8 in calligraphy. Place a mala bead strand with 108 beads near your entrance. Hang artwork that reflects the number vibration you seek, like a painting of 3 open lotuses for creativity, or a mountain for stability. These visual cues anchor energy and act as silent mantras. 2. Bless your doorway daily. Your entrance is a threshold between worlds, between the external chaos and your sacred interior space. Stand at your door each morning and place your hand on the frame. Breathe deeply. Whisper, "May this home be a vessel for peace. May my number reflect harmony. May all who enter feel loved." This daily practice rewires your relationship with the space and transforms your number into a blessing. 3. Use sound and light. Sound carries frequency. Light carries clarity. Place a wind chime near your front porch to invite movement and break up stagnant qi. Use a salt lamp or candle near the entryway to cleanse and ground. Soft lighting and sacred music can completely shift a home's mood, regardless of what number is printed outside. 4. Reframe your number as a mantra. Instead of seeing your address as just a number, turn it into a spiritual affirmation. For example, if your address is 14, say, 1, clarity, 4, stability. I walk with strength and focus. If your number is 72, say, 7, wisdom, 2, compassion. I live in conscious relationship with all beings. What you declare, you begin to embody. Because ultimately, the house does not shape your fate. You shape the energy of the house. With awareness, with ritual, with love. You are not a prisoner of your number. You are its guardian. So bless it. Work with it. And let your home become sacred, not by design, but by devotion. Part 10, True Stories, How Numbers Reshaped Real Lives. It's one thing to talk about energy. It's another to feel it reshape your life, quietly, slowly, and sometimes, profoundly. Here are 2 stories of individuals who didn't just move into a new home. They stepped into a new version of themselves, guided by the vibration of the number above their door. Story 1. Evelyn and the House of 89. Evelyn was a highly analytical woman, a data consultant, deeply logical, grounded in facts. She never believed in energy work or spiritual symbolism. Her life was well structured but emotionally dry. She often felt disconnected, as if her mind was always on, but her heart was asleep. After a personal crisis, a divorce and the loss of her father, she moved into a modest bungalow. The address, 289. She paid no attention to the number, thinking only of affordability and location. But something began to stir. In the months that followed, Evelyn found herself shifting in subtle but powerful ways. She cried for the first time in years, without shame. She took up painting, despite never having touched a brush before. She reconnected with her estranged sister. And she started journaling, not to document events, but to feel them. Later, she learned from a friend about the energies of 8 and 9, movement and fulfillment, action and release. It made sense. My life used to feel like a straight road with no stops, she shared. But this home, it felt like a breath. Like I was finally allowed to pause, and still move forward. Story 2, Darren's Apartment 13, From Breakdown to Breakthrough. Darren was a struggling musician in his late 20s, living in a cramped apartment with no light and no inspiration. After years of trying and failing to land a record deal, he gave up. Depression sank in. He quit music altogether and took a job he hated, safe, predictable, soul-numbing. One day, through a strange turn of events, he found himself subletting an apartment from a friend. It was nothing fancy, but the number on the door read, 13. He almost didn't take it. Bad luck, he muttered. But something told him to stay. Within a few weeks, melodies returned to him. Not forced, just flowing. He wrote late at night, not for fame, but for healing. He began uploading raw, acoustic songs anonymously. To his surprise, people listened. And then, a small label reached out. But more than that, Darren said. I stopped chasing a career and started listening to my own voice again. 13, in his case, wasn't unlucky. It was a new beginning disguised as an ending. Both Evelyn and Darren didn't expect their lives to shift when they moved. But something about the numbers they lived under, 8 and 9 for Evelyn, 1 and 3 for Darren, unlocked something hidden inside. Because the number on your door is more than a label. It's a frequency field, a quiet invitation. Not to believe blindly, but to become more aware. These stories are not about magic. They're about alignment. And perhaps, your next alignment is only a few steps beyond your front door. Final reflection: your home is your practice. As we near the end of this journey, pause for a moment, not just to think, but to feel. What does your home say about the life you're creating? Not just in design or layout, but in vibration, in intention, in presence. Buddhism teaches us that nothing is fixed. Not our karma, not our roles, not even the energy that surrounds our daily lives. Everything is in motion. And in that motion lies freedom. Your house number is not your destiny. It's your mirror. It reflects back the beliefs you carry, the energy you nurture, the story you're willing to write. We've explored numbers that attract wealth, peace, joy, courage, compassion. But ultimately, no number can replace the power of mindful awareness. When you walk through your door with presence, when you bless your space with intention, when you treat your home as a living part of your practice, you transform it into a temple. Not because it's perfect, but because it holds the sacred rhythm of your becoming. So whether your house number is 108 or 407, whether it reflects flow or challenge, the real question is, what energy are you ready to live in today? You don't need to move. You don't need to wait for luck. You simply need to show up, with stillness, with clarity, and with love. Let your home be the place where your Dharma deepens. Where each breath becomes a prayer. Where the walls echo not with noise, but with peace. And as you leave this video, I invite you to do one small thing. Stand at your doorway. Place your hand on the frame. Close your eyes. And whisper, "May this home be filled with peace. May all who enter be safe. May I live this day with awareness, kindness, and joy." Because you don't need the perfect house number. You only need a conscious heart. Support the Dharma, and each other. If this video spoke to you, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone beginning a new chapter in life, a friend moving homes, a parent settling into quiet, a seeker walking toward inner peace. And in the comments below, tell us, what number do you live with? What energy are you calling in? What blessing do you offer your home and the world? Your presence here matters. Your voice is part of this sacred journey. Until we meet again, may your home be calm, your path be clear, and every step you take be part of your awakening.